I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. Stay with us. Hey, thanks so much for sharing our program and for reaching out to our stations and sponsors and letting them know that you're listening. It really means a lot to us. It's no coincidence that the time in Europe when the church ran the continent, from around the 5th century to around the 15th or 16th century, that 1,000-year period is referred to as the Dark Ages. This is what happens when religion controls politics, when religion controls the state, the nation, and every nation in Europe was controlled essentially by the Catholic Church during that period of time. It got busted up with the Protestant Reformation in the 16th century. This was what the founders of this country very much knew about. George Washington refused to declare himself a Christian. Thomas Paine wrote an entire book embracing atheism. Ben Franklin fled Massachusetts as a teenager to escape the religious threats. And Thomas Jefferson went off on it regularly. There's a whole piece about how the Republicans are trying to impose a new dark age on America. It's all laid out, all the quotes and all the links over at hartmannreport.com. Check it out.
Out in the desert, the sun beating down, 2 low-riders roll into town. One in a red hat, loud as can be, the other with a smile cool as a breeze. The dust kicked up as they stood face to face. In the middle of the main street, the debate took place. Trump's got a swagger, big and bold, but Kamala steady, calm and cold. It's a showdown at the debate ground.
It's coming up on the 10th, which is, what day of the week is that next week? I don't have a calendar in front of me. In any case, it's next week. Next Tuesday. Thank you, Jeremy. So, get ready. It's going to be wild. Karen in Oakland, California. Hey, Karen, what's on your mind today?
Hey, Tom, thanks for taking my call. We met in Berkeley, and I got your book.
Oh, great.
Hey, listen, yeah. So, listen, I have a Ronald Reagan experience that I've constantly been dreading all my life. It's like a terrible memory. And it started with my father's military service, and he died from working with the turbines and the PCB at the Willgoose Lab up in New England. Mm-hmm. And then he died of lymphoma. And he died when I graduated high school, and I got survivor benefits. But then the Reagan administration cut those off in my freshman year.
Really?
Not kidding.
Wow.
And then the Reagan administration and all their, student loan cronies went about seriously and heavily marketing to students these huge student loans and claiming that, I'm walking with luggage, claiming that, you're going to make enough money to pay off these loans no time.
Right.
So there was
I remember it well.
Yeah. So I just wanted to share that and also say that marketing, those guys have been paid off for those student loans, and we should cover student loans because they're guaranteed by the government. That's a guaranteed loan, which means those lenders will get paid anyway.
It's pure profit for them. And what's insane is in 2005, Congress passed a law making it illegal to use bankruptcy to discharge student loan debt. So you've got this one particular type of debt. The only 2 things that you can't discharge in bankruptcy are your taxes and your student loans. And why are we protecting these banks again?
I don't understand that at all.
Well, it's because they paid off a bunch of Republicans.
Yeah, I know. It's all, greasy palms and whatever they do in the back rooms and the smoke-filled golf courses or whatever they're doing back there. And what's in their hearts? Why is it so important to profit off of that and then off of that?
Greed.
What? Yeah.
It's one of the 7 deadly sins.
Greed.
Greed.
It is a sin. I think it's the only sin.
I think it's the principal motivator for the GOP. They really believe in greed. They the whole Michael Douglas greed is good thing from Wall Street, that movie in the 80s. That really defines the Republican Party. They believe that the profit motive, which is a fine thing, in rational portion, right?
Professor.
Yeah, they believe that proves that greed drives everything. I don't think greed drives everything. I think there's a whole bunch of things that drive things, but that's their shtick. Karen, I got to move on. But thank you for the call.
I just want to say with the Michael Douglas thing, that was their documentary. Okay,
you betcha.
That was how they learned to live in life.
Well, that really did capture the Reagan 80s, the roaring 80s, as it were, like the roaring 20s, when working people got poorer, but Wall Street got incredibly rich. Absolutely. Karen, thank you.